Going hard, yo. Go. 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 Go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Going Hard podcast. I'm Josh DeLay. This is Alan Wagner, and
Hello,
over
buddy.
here,
Hey, it's Pete.
it's producer Pete. All right, happy stuff today. We have a bit of a short intro to today's podcast, but for good reasons.
Yep.
We have a guest on this week, comedian Brendon Walsh, hilarious guy. You can check out him at his own podcast, the World Record Podcast. He does it with his wife. It's
Fantastic.
It really is just hilarious.
Yeah.
It's silly fun. You know, it's not like some of these heavy, like our show's so heavy. We talk about all the issues. You know, we get deep into the issues on our show.
Yeah.
Their show is it's just fun, right?
Yep. Nothing but fun.
Literally like the best way, funny and just like a good light time,
Yeah.
which I think people could use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what are you up to? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling all right.
I took the day off work.
I didn't, and I just did this. But like, I don't know. I'm still getting paid, I guess. So that's cool. I shouldn't be saying that. Somebody from work's gonna watch this.
That's
Just
first of all.
Just implicating myself.
Well, this is not even true because I'm looking at the clock right now and it's 4:15.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. We're good.
So, I mean, you're not supposed to be working after 4. You work till 4.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm salary, but like, I mean,
you don't have to try to act cool like you're skipping work, dude. I know just because I'm not at work, it doesn't mean you have to also not be at work.
all right, fair enough.
Like,
Well, no, I just wanted to like be like part of like the
No, I know.
not working group.
And also, I like anytime that we're a part of something together, it's always
better.
the results are
It's
always good.
The results are always good. Yep.
Can you think of a single time that we hung out and things went south?
No.
Me neither. I think it's always been.
Yeah, I mean, there has been times where like we haven't been hanging out and things have gone very south.
Exactly.
So, like, I mean, not to like correlate things together, but I feel like it's pretty black and white.
It's we have a large sample size.
Yeah.
So I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it grounded one time because of you.
Oh, you got grounded because of me?
Yeah.
You got grounded?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think you.
I
ever got
had
grounded.
a Motorola Razr,
Yeah.
a gray one. I didn't have the pink one. I wanted the pink one, but
Was this a time like you had photos or a video of us operating heavy machinery?
yes.
Like, okay. And you got grounded for that?
Oh yeah, my
For how
parents.
long?
I can't remember. I was grounded most of my childhood,
Oh, okay.
but they didn't like the fact that we were operating machinery.
As 14-year-olds or
Yeah.
15-year-olds.
And then
maybe?
there was also a video of us after we stole road flares.
Oh
lighting those
yeah.
off.
Yep.
So-
Yeah, that was a heck of a day for you. You had to explain some very curious.
I've never gotten you into
You
trouble
had to,
though.
you had to explain some very curious things to your family
Yeah,
that day.
I was like, well, yeah, we jumped a train and stole some road flares. They're like, what? I'm like, well, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, they were just, I don't know.
Yeah. It was weird because you were always like a kid that I like could hang out with, but like they were always just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
They liked you, but they were also like, you guys just seem to do the dumbest shit.
no, yeah, it's funny because like your parents were one of the only ones that knew like how fucking ridiculous I was as a kid. Like most of the parents, and it wasn't until after I graduated when
Yeah.
people really started catching on.
Yeah,
to
when they
the
started seeing your
shenanigans.
mugshot in the local
Yeah,
rag.
It wasn't until then that they really started catching on to the shenanigans.
Wasn't
I
until
was
your
up to,
15th DUI.
but- Yeah, no, it was probably the 17th or 18th.
That's
Yeah.
the one that really tipped him off.
God damn it.
No, you're a good man.
Hey, thank you.
I'm proud of everything you've become.
Yep,
Producer Pete, also a good man.
yep.
Wow, that's really nice. Thank
Great man.
I think it's a great way to just close out
Hey,
this
Josh,
segment.
you're also a great man.
Thank you.
Yeah, I figure we bring her full circle.
You want to say anything about Producer Pete?
I already did. I said he's a great man.
I think you guys are both great, man.
There it is.
All right.
See how the economy of words?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get right into our interview with Brendon Walsh. Please enjoy. I promise you, we have a decent setup usually, but we're running it all through OBS right now, so it's just a little different. But
Well, it's your first episode. It's so you're gonna go through.
Yeah, it fucking seems like it.
Dude, that's the thing, man. This is actually kind of the pilot. It's kind of the pre-episode. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Going Hard podcast. We are joined today by comedian, podcaster, hilarious dude, Brendon Walsh.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Thanks for coming on, Brendon.
Welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we're all obviously big fans. Otherwise, we wouldn't have asked you to come on. But so I saw you tweet out. You said you would be on literally any podcast. And
yeah, I said I'll do any podcast. And yeah, last Thursday I think I did 5. Yeah, people really took me up on this offer. So I think after doing I think once I do, after I get through all the 50 podcasts that I have to do now, because I'm a man of my word.
You're a good man.
I will reach upwards of maybe 2,000 or 3,000 people.
Well, I tell you what, we get upwards 50 listeners per episode. So
yeah, that seems to be about the average that I'm giving my precious time to. Yeah, but hey,
You scrape the bottom of the barrel enough, that those nickels and dimes really start adding up after a while, So.
Yeah, that old expression.
None of the real podcasts want to have me on. Not real podcast, but
oh, we're real.
Yeah,
this is an alternative way of reaching the masses,
Well, you've been on big podcasts though.
I've been on regular, or I've been on podcasts that get some numbers.
Yeah, you were on Rogan, weren't you?
I was on Rogan.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
10 years ago.
Right.
So it was still a pretty. I think people were listening to it still. And an interesting thing about that is somebody had just sent me a message. Actually, 2 people separately in the past month or two sent me a message and said, "Hey man, I just listened to your Rogan appearance on January 2011, whatever it was, 2011 though."
Yep.
And they said on the show you said that within 10 years we're going to have a president that makes George W. Bush look like a genius. Dude, and once again, I'm proven right because I'm right about everything.
Dude, you're prescient, man. There's no question.
I know how the world works. I'm getting older, and I'm not crazy, and I see the way things are going. I have a really good gut instincts.
Yeah.
But I'm still dismissed as a drunken idiot.
So where's the world going to be in 10 more years then? Can we break the news here?
It's not going to be good. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. I believe that.
It's not going to be good. And it's a real bummer because I have 2 little kids now.
Yeah.
And I'm I hate to say it, but I think, I'm going to tell them to become a fucking cop or something. Like, get on the inside because we're going to be living...
Dude.
We're going to be living in a full-on police state.
Yeah.
But I think something really bad is going to happen within the next 10 years. And I think it's going to involve... I don't know. I think China is going to take over. China essentially owns the United States already.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I don't know as far as nukes or something, but I don't know. I think there's going to be an orchestrated food shortage, which will cause civil wars and. Well, this is a comedy podcast.
This is going in a great direction, dude.
These are very plausible, though.
No, we
can't say you're wrong about
it. We kind of talk about stuff like this a little bit. Like, I'm not like a. No, like I first of all, I agree with you. I almost feel like it's gonna be more like a food shortage, right? Probably, but I think like it's gonna be about like control more than like destruction. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I feel like nukes or like.
No, that's I was talking to a friend of mine, and he has a theory that nuclear weapons don't even exist.
I like this guy.
It's just something made up
really
to keep everybody scared.
Right.
What do you think? What would your favorite form of apocalypse be? Like if you had to choose,
He has kids. He doesn't want there to be an apocalypse.
I mean, like,
man.
if we're talking like an inevitable, like, sort of apocalypse
Sure.
happening, I mean, there's got to be like some form that's like, you know, slightly better than others. I don't know.
I mean, quick and painless is probably the way to go.
So we're talking like nukes.
like
then.
you don't see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a nuke would probably be the way to go then. You know, like.
I mean, yeah. I mean, no, probably not. That's gonna. I mean, unless there were 100 nukes all at
Right.
once, like just
Yeah.
because it doesn't wipe out everyone.
Well, yeah, I mean, here's my whole thing. Like, if it's like inevitable, and you know, it's gonna be like a nuke situation. Like, I mean, I got like pretty much my whole like family in like probably like 100-mile radius. You know, if they like just landed right in the middle of that, you know, then it's probably all right.
Yeah.
Because like you just like I don't know.
Yeah, but I think I don't
Then
think you
no-
understand
then
how
nobody's-
nukes work.
Then nobody's
dude.
like sad for each other and stuff. It's just kind of like I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking the wrong way about this.
No, I
don't
think
know.
you're in the right place. But nukes, like what he's saying is that like nukes don't just kill everybody. It's like it's years and years of like radiation
I
poisoning
I
and shit.
suppose. Yeah, I forgot about that little
Yeah.
detail. Yeah.
I mean, unless you're right in the blast zone.
Right.
Yeah. Then it'd be all right.
Then it would be
But
all
I
right.
don't know anything about nukes or
Yeah.
apocalypse. I just know that we're in a really bad place globally. I mean, I think it's just what I find is just how easy it is to. I mean, it's just really easy to control people through fear.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I saw it during 9/11, and COVID has. I haven't. When the whole COVID thing started, I had a familiar the same feeling I had when 9/11 happened, where it's like, okay, what they're saying is going on isn't what's going on, and this
Yeah.
is bad. This is going to be bad, and there's going to be a lot of things invented to. Because like 9/11,
Yeah.
it's going to be 20 years ago.
And we saw all the changes that happened, you know, post 9/11, and
Well, and nothing's changed. Like that's the thing when people are like, "Oh, well, I can't wait to get back to normal after this."
yeah. I mean, it
Nothing's
stayed.
going back to fucking normal. 9/11 was 20 years ago. You still have these fucking shithead TSA people
Yeah,
stealing
yeah.
everybody's
Yeah.
fucking iPads. You still have nonstop surveillance of everybody. And now, now with COVID, it's like there's a fucking. I just found there's a fucking tracker on my phone. I never said that you could do that.
Dude, yes. Everything you're saying, everything is being compiled somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm wondering what like some. I mean, I'm wondering if like 5-10 years from now, people like if some of these businesses will still be like requiring like masks in their place, like as like a residual like effect of COVID, like weird shit like that happening. Like I guarantee there's gonna be some strange shit like that where someone's like ultra like like into this like making sure nobody gets sick ever again kind of aspect, and then
Yeah, it's about control. That's what I was saying.
yeah, I don't know, like
I said this when it all started, and this will be the way people are telling me how I told the future on Rogan. I don't know if I said this publicly before. I mean, I probably did on my podcast, the World Record podcast.
We listen, man.
Yep.
Love it.
My podcast. But your listeners need to listen.
Oh
to
yes, our listeners listen to the World Record podcast.
How many people are listening to your show for real?
So
we get like 50 over the course of from the time we release it, like combined YouTube and everything else, like a month later it'll be like at 50.
50.
Yeah, per
And
episode.
that's probably there's 2 of you,
We
you-
definitely account for at least 3 of the listens.
and you have a producer there too.
Yep, exactly.
So that's 3, and you guys probably listen multiple times from different. You have probably 70.
No,
no.
I can say that I think the first couple I probably did because I
So
was
the unique visitors are around 13.
I mean, are you? I was gonna say, like, are you telling us we should like start doing that to like get our numbers?
this
up?
actually is a pretty good idea, Brendon.
Inflating your numbers. What's the word I'm looking for? Like falsely is that doesn't really.
I don't think it helps.
It's like when people
like,
buy followers on Twitter. It's
Right.
like, I mean, I guess that's a little like at the beginning that.
Yeah, you
was
like
a
bolster the
form-
numbers like slightly, but
But what I was going to say about the COVID stuff and about it never ending. The first thing I said when all this fucking bullshit started, And it's like, I said every place is going to be the TSA now. Like, I used to fly all the time. I fucking hated the TSA. Every airport you go to, they have their own fucking rules. They're like, put your shoes in the bin. Don't put them in the bin. You got to take off your jacket. Don't take off your jacket. You've got to you can't have this. You can't. And it's just like, you're just making up rules because you're a fucking moron that they gave a uniform to. And that's all the TSA is. They're unemployable morons. Like, if 9/11 didn't happen, none of those motherfuckers would have jobs.
Yeah, 9/11 saved their lives.
Penny or something. And nothing against J.C. Penney employees. But now what you're going to have is every business is going to have their own rules that you have to follow. And instead of giving morons uniforms, they don't need uniforms anymore. Now the 7-Eleven clerk is like, can be like, sir, you have to, sir, please maintain a 6-foot distance, sir, or please leave the store. Like, that's my girlfriend, my wife, or whatever you want to call her, my side piece. My side piece of my kids is she, because they're reopening movie theaters.
Yep.
I mean, I live in California. I don't know where you guys are.
We're in Minneapolis.
California is a fucking, it's insane how tyrannical it is here, and how everybody just fucking is eating it up, like begging for a fucking police state. And and she was like, oh wow, they're opening movie theaters, which movie theaters has probably been open everywhere else for the past 6 months, but
they just I think they just opened ours
Well,
maybe like a month ago.
Yeah,
they had opened them a few months back, and then they shut them down again. And I think there might have been multiple like openings and then closings kind of throughout this whole thing.
But she was excited that movie theaters were opening. I was like, it's not going to be fun. Like, yeah, we've been wanting to go to the movies. We did go to the movies once in the middle of all this, because in Orange County they like kind of were like, fuck all this shit, and like didn't, they reopened shit because they didn't want to see all their small businesses fucking die.
Yeah.
And but I'm like, you go to the movies now, you know what it's going to be? There's going to be some fucking teenager movie theater employee standing at the front of the fucking theater, and it'll be like, sir, please pull your mask up over your nose while seated. Sir, if you don't pull your mask up over your nose, I'm going to ask you to leave. And it's going to be shit like that. And here's another thing that I predicted. By Christmas of this year, sometime soon, there's going to be a video on the news of some kind of a security fucking dipshit tackling an 8-year-old because they ran past the fucking temperature taking station or whatever fucking place. Like, there's going to be like, some kind of a thing you have to walk through at Walmart that scans you for COVID. Some little kid's going to run past it, and you're going to see a fucking guy tackle a fucking kid, and it's going to be all over the news. And I guarantee you're going to see something, if not that exactly, something close to it, of some fucking dipshit authority figure attacking a child over some nonsense COVID rule.
Right. Just like some guy, like you said, like an unemployable guy with poor judgment who shouldn't have power, misusing it, of course, predictably.
Nobody should have power.
Well,
Nobody should have power.
That's fair, man.
Eddie Van Halen.
Eddie Van Halen should be in charge.
Isn't he dead? Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah,
died,
the corpse of Eddie Van Halen should be in charge. Reanimated Eddie Van Halen.
I don't want anybody in charge of me.
No, fuck that, dude. That's what America's about, dude.
Right.
These colors don't run.
Actually, they do. Very easily. All you have to do is tell them that there's a really bad flu going around.
Yeah, exactly.
Put themselves under house arrest for a year.
Yeah, right.
Have you ever cried into a homemade American flag? They definitely run. So I showed these guys because I introduced these guys to you, and the first thing I showed them was your appearance, I believe, on Kimmel as a scary monster.
Oh yeah.
And that to me, first of all, was that like, I think it's 2005, right?
Somewhere around there. It might have been 2004 even.
Dude, that was like one of like the ballsiest things I think I've ever, like, you committed so hard. I guess my question was like they definitely like when they shot that, they definitely made it seem like the audience was like super uncomfortable. Did it feel
They
like
were.
okay? Okay.
I mean, I was kind of I feel like I was well, I don't want to say I was set up, but they definitely shot it like once it started going south, they really played that up.
Yeah.
The way they shot it. But that being said, that was the first thing I ever did on TV. I was super green, and I'm not making excuses for the clip. It's still, it's still funny. It's still
I was gonna say I don't think you need to make excuses. Honestly.
But, well, I mean, the thing is, in like watching it now, like if I was to do that now, or even 10 years ago, it would have been more. I just didn't have my chops yet, and I was scared. Like once, like I knew there was a really good chance that it was gonna fucking bomb. And that was kind of the idea. Was it's a bad monster stand-up comedian. It was like a Neil Hamburger monster.
Right? Yeah, that's the point.
And but when it really started going south, I didn't lean into that the way I should have. And I also was nervous. I was about to be on TV for the first time, and like when you're backstage and you're about to walk out, you're like, holy shit, what the fuck, what did I do?
And you're dressed as a scary monster.
And I got this monster mask, which I've lost, which is like, that was like such a good mask, but it had these plexiglass eyeballs in them, and I had a teleprompter with my jokes list, just a list of like Dracula or Swiffer or whatever the jokes were, bullet points. And when I started, I started getting nervous. I was breathing heavy, and it fogged up the eye.
Oh shit!
I couldn't read the fucking teleprompter, and but it's a funny clip. I'm smoking a cigarette, and
Yeah.
I'm dressed as a monster, and everybody, the green room seemed to really enjoy it.
Yeah.
When I came off stage, it was like, I think, there was Kimmel has like this quote unquote green room where people it's basically a bar with free, hors d'oeuvres and stuff, and people just come and hang out and watch the show on the monitor. So, people seem to like it. And again, it sounds like I'm making excuses, but just like anything, it's like, I'm like, I wish, it's just hard.
Yeah.
I stopped watching my stuff. I don't watch anything. I haven't watched any of my television appearances since Conan, because I just like, I think I fucked something up. Either way, I just like obsessed on it, and was just so bummed out after my Conan thing, because it just like, I don't know what it was, but I like just was watching it over and over and just like, God damn it. And then a friend of mine, it might have been Duncan Trussell, said, he was like, why watch it? It's done. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he's like, what's the best case scenario? You did great, and you watch it over and over and just keep patting yourself on the back.
Right. Yeah. That's
great
almost
And
worse.
You're right. So everything I've done, I think some at midnight, that show at midnight, I had watched some of those, because that was like, that's pretty low stakes, and there's no,
That looked like it was really fun.
that was a really fun show. I missed that show. I didn't watch it like when it was on, and then I wound up getting a job on the show.
Oh, nice.
Like weird capacity. They hired me and Randy, the guy I did the Bone Zone with.
Yep.
And they hired us because they wanted to do some prank type things. Like what the idea was, they wanted to like create some kind of prank that went viral that they could cover on the show. Like because that's what the whole thing was, internet based.
Yeah.
So they wanted to get something going and then cover it on the show, and then be like, guess what? We did that. So we started 2 projects, and I mean, the bummer was that they have a show to run, and like in theory this was a great idea, but took so much. It was just a lot more involved than they were anticipating, and also lawyers don't want you to do anything. Like their
Right.
fucking lawyers were impossible to deal with because they're like, oh no, you can't do that. And it's like, well, no, you can do that. Like, for example, we started a coffee company called Seat and Shade, and it was basically the most expensive coffee in the world. I think it's the most expensive coffee. It's called Kopi Luwak coffee,
Okay.
and you've heard of it. It's that coffee where an animal
Like
eats the
passes it, right?
beans and shits them out.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we were talking about
we
that
talked
the other
about
day,
that on a
actually.
previous
Yeah.
episode. Wow, Brendon, you must be a big
Yeah, it's
fan.
like an African. I forget what it is, but it's some kind of like cat type animal, and it eats the beans and shits them out, and then and that's like the most expensive coffee in the world. So we made this company called Seat and Shade, and basically alluded to that we have a team of people who eat the hipsters were eating the beans and shitting them out, and it was this whole site, and you could you could pick like we had all these like stock photos of like attractive like hip people that were our team, and it was really well written. I wish I had saved. I don't even think I saved any screen grabs because the site was super slick, and the idea was like and it was like just a battle with the lawyers. They're like, you can't sell anything, and because we were like, well, we could just sell regular coffee, we could just sell generic beans and make our own bags, but we just like made the site, and it was like everything was sold out, but we just wanted to get the and it was like a guy, I forget the people's names. It was a husband and wife, and they took a trip and they tried that Kopi Luwak, and they were like, we need to do this when we get home to Brooklyn, and like so we got all of our friends, and it was really believable, but it just never got the traction. Like it just needed the right person needed to find it and put it on the news and go, wait a minute, what the hell is this? So that didn't get any traction.
That's hilarious, man.
It was a great idea. It was really good. But yeah, it just people didn't. Yeah, nobody really fucking found out about it. And then the next.
I would have loved to have been the man to like get that phone call saying to make that website. Like that.
Oh well, there was a guy we were working with. I don't think we ever met him. It was just all kind of over the phone and stuff. But that guy, and he was I mean, I don't know how much websites cost, but he was charging a lot of money for it.
I would
But
have done that shit for free. Like,
Alan makes websites. He's plugging himself now.
Oh, great! You can make me a website for the World
for free.
Yeah, for hipsters shitting coffee beans.
No,
like,
for whatever he wants.
Oh
right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for my podcast, I don't have a website for it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, there you go.
Fun little
great.
side project for you.
This is worth something for me now. I'm glad I'm doing this now. But and then the other thing, not to go on about the At Midnight thing, but this is something that still fucking kills me that it didn't, because this one just kind of died on the vine. Like at a certain point, the producers of At Midnight were like, guys, we just can't, like we have a show to run, and this is just running it, it's just. The lawyers were a huge pain in the ass on this one. The other site that we were making was called Purple Mountain, and it was a vote sharing site, kind of like Uber. And this is 2016, mind you. So this is before Trump had the nomination, and this was before everything started going crazy in 2016. And the idea was, if you're disenchanted with the electoral system in the United States and you're not going to vote, we can connect you with people who would like to vote more than once. And so it was like kind of like an Uber or an Airbnb for voting, essentially. And so we would have like a chat board where people could connect, and there were all these legal things where like you can't really connect people and not all has to be fake. But then the idea was like, we created like this loophole because you can't legally pay. I don't think you can legally tell someone like, hey, if you're not going to vote, I'll give you $10 if you go vote for Trump for me. So what it was like you would connect with people and people would like bid on your vote. Like if you lived in Ohio or so, like, or one of those states where it like really matters.
Right, swing state.
Your vote could be worth more. So people, and it was like a token based thing where they could give you tokens and then you could use those tokens to buy things in our store. And so you could get like a bike or whatever. But then there was like we basically created this whole convoluted thing that I think people would believe, where it's like, well, we can't pay you, but look, you can get a bike if you decide to vote on your own for Hillary. And then if you don't like the bike, you can return it and get half the cash value for it. So
just a scam.
It was basically like, paying people to vote for either Hillary or Trump. And that one never got out there. That just kind of died on the vine, because then, the producers were like, look, we love this idea, but we just can't, this guy's, because it was a complicated site too. We needed like a bunch of moving parts. And they kind of ended where they were like, look, if you guys want to keep doing it, please do, but we just can't keep funding it. And, and then it just fell apart from there. Cause like me and Randy were like, we're not paying, $1,500.
Right.
But, in hindsight, it would have been worth it because everybody was so out of their goddamn minds. I think that would have been on the front page of every fucking.
I think that one
dude,
would
that could have caused some serious problems for you.
I actually started doing that again. There's another one with this other guy, Brooks, who. This guy Brooks Brown, he does sites and sounds. Got connected with him through a friend, but either way. I had told him that idea, and I'm like, this is something that fucking still kills me that it never happened. And we were ramping up to the 2020 election. So we started basically the same thing. It was called votehop.com. And I forget the ins and outs of that, but what the fuck happened where we were like, wow, I didn't think... Oh shit! I forget what happened. There was something that really took the wind out of our sails, where we were like, "Wow, real life's crazier than our fucking idea."
Yeah, exactly. People were getting stomped out at the voting booths or some shit. Just wild.
No, it was way before. I mean, I think it was like Bernie. I don't know.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't even remember
the primaries or whatever.
Yeah. I don't even remember what happened.
So, I don't want to just like interview you, but I had a couple of questions written down just for just in case. Also, how long can you go?
Probably do like 20 more minutes.
Okay, sweet. So we were previously talking about like our upbringing and stuff. I know that you just had your second kid. So like what are some like dad moves, like some like child rearing moves you picked up along the way? Because Alan's dad used to. Whenever he would burp or fart, he would hit him on the head. Like he hated it. He hated bodily functions.
Yeah.
So I wanted to hear if there's anything like idiosyncratic like that you have going on in your parenthood.
No, I mean, don't hit your kids.
Right. No, I didn't mean like necessarily like that. That's obviously like a crazy example. But
I could see hitting, I mean, I couldn't hit. I mean, the one kid is he's only 3 months old, so I barely know him. But my daughter's 3.5, and I couldn't imagine getting to a point where I would fucking hit her. There's no set. All the parenting stuff is bullshit. Like all the advice and this and that is like, try not to do any of the bad shit your folks did to you.
Yeah. You kind of have the like a reverse blueprint to follow.
Yeah, and they really do like absorb everything. So you kind of have to be careful with like, cause I have a pretty have a pretty explosive temper. Not like rage. Like I don't like lose my mind, but like I can. I just like if something's frustrating me, I'm like, God damn it, what the fuck?
Oh yeah.
But I'm not like like screaming at my wife and kids. But
Yeah, you're
but that's something I have to that I see in my daughter sometimes, where I'm like, God damn it, you got that from me, because I was trying to like post. I was trying to sell a dresser on Craigslist, and the photos weren't uploading for some reason, and I'm just like, God, mother, like I'm just. And now I see that with her when she's like, trying to do something and it's not working. She's like, she gets really frustrated. So try to, but that's good. I mean, I think the kids kind of keep you honest too. Like if you want your kids to be good people, you try to set a good example, but it's fucking impossible to be good all the time. So
yeah,
I
right.
think that's the case. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it's just like you have awareness is the thing, and like I always like think about the things that I like remember from childhood, like you only remember like really big things, good or bad. So like you can like pretty easily identify, I think, like the things that affected you negatively as a kid, So I guess just do the opposite of that. So there you go, Alan.
Yeah. Right.
That's how you do it, man.
Well, I'm still not burping and farting at the table. So, I mean, that's a positive, I guess.
I mean, people generally don't want to hear people burping and farting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I completely get it. I mean, like, I don't know if that's okay to like just be like, yeah, like thanks, Dad. That's one good thing you gave me, I guess.
Yeah.
From him, but like,
you could have gotten beaten for just nothing.
yeah, I suppose. Like
that's
at least
a lot worse.
I gained something out of it
just for
end,
existing.
So, yeah,
imagine that shit. So on your David Letterman episode of the World Record podcast, which all our fans should listen to. Who I don't know if you are at liberty to tell me this, but who did the David Letterman impression? I couldn't tell.
Oh, that's this comedian Jeff Richards.
Okay.
He's a really funny guy, and he has a podcast that I think is going to be really huge. He does these. He's a guy. He was on Mad TV and he was on Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
that makes perfect sense.
Dude,
he was spot on.
That impression was amazing, dude.
He does really good impressions, and he has a podcast called The Jeff Richards Show, and he does like impressions, but does the deep fake videos they put over his face. So it's like, and it's getting, I saw the last thing he posted. It was like he was Dustin Hoffman, and it's really. It's really like
actually Dustin Hoffman. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty good what he's doing over there, and he gets really good guests too. I mean, I guess because he was on TV and he's friends with people, but he had like Alec Baldwin on and
oh dang,
Brad Garrett. Yeah, it's like I don't remember. I haven't seen a bunch of them, but yeah, no, he did a great job with the Letterman thing.
Yeah, that's kind of a dangerous position to be in, to like be that good at impersonations and also like have the ability to like the access to do like deep fakes of people. Like I feel like in the wrong
Tom Cruise guy. There's a Tom Cruise guy on Instagram that
I haven't seen it.
It is fucking. I mean, it's seamless. It's really.
That's what I mean. Like in the wrong hands, like you could really do some fucking wild shit with that ability.
Well, that's another thing, talking about the future. I mean, it's like, yeah, you think the government doesn't have even better technology than this Tom Cruise guy on Instagram. And now it'll be like, if somebody powerful enough wants to frame somebody else, they'll be like, look, right there on video, it's him sucking a fucking kid's dick. And they're like, I never did that. And it's like, look, there's video evidence.
There's no way to like decipher the difference, I don't know.
Yeah. Shit. Oh yeah, no, people are going to be getting tricked, and people are so easy to trick. That's one thing I've learned as an adult, is like, people are really easy to fucking trick.
That's true. Yeah, it's true.
It kind of seems like they murdered Epstein for no reason then. You know what I mean? Because couldn't they just like said that all the videos and photos were deep fakes?
Yeah, well, I mean, Epstein's alive and well. I'll guarantee.
It's a hot take.
He killed
There's no
himself, man.
fucking way he's dead. There's no way he's dead. He's alive. And here to go even into, and I've like tweeted this as like I like to tweet like really crazy conspiracy things, but also, I mean, the craziest conspiracy you can think of is probably not that outrageous. Like, but
Right.
my theory is that the whole COVID thing happened because of Epstein to distract everyone, and the mask thing is so he doesn't have to get plastic surgery, so he can just keep walking around with a fucking mask on.
Oh shit.
There's no way he's dead. He's not dead. He didn't get murdered because, you know, if you look at, and this is like, and it sounds crazy. That's another thing. Like any kind of conspiracy now is dismissed as like only crazy people think 9/11 was an inside job. Only crazy people think that could happen. And it's like, no, this is like a complicated world. And power, you know, like powerful people, whenever there's money and power involved, like you think they're playing by the same set of rules that you are, you know,
Like,
in your fucking Sunday school.
Yeah, there's no way.
I'm just trying to like grasp. I'm just trying to grasp like the details behind like keeping Epstein alive though, because you know like this is the way I'm thinking about it. Like he would like because when he was alive, he was like trafficking like you know children and like other sexual like you know trafficking sort of things happening for like rich and powerful people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's like like if they kept him alive, they're just like, yeah, just keep doing your same thing, man. Like
Well,
that's
no,
how, like,
he-
behind the
I don't,
scenes.
I don't, I don't think he could still.
He was doing. Bill Gates was doing business with Epstein.
Everybody
well
was.
after,
Oh, yeah.
Like everybody. It was so crazy.
but well after he got arrested the first time,
Yeah.
and they let him off. So Bill Gates knew what he was up to.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, if this was a movie, the theory that this is another thing too. I was reading, I read a thing about a guy who used to work in prisons, and he was a correctional officer. And he said, people on suicide watch, there's no way they can kill themselves. It's just impossible. You're constantly being watched.
Yeah.
And for the, you know, and I like how it's just a big fucking joke to everybody. Like, Epstein
Yeah, I
didn't-
know.
It went
like,
away after.
No one
Nobody talks
cares.
about it
No
anymore.
one cares.
it went away because of COVID. And it's like, you know, the guy, and the thing, it's not about keeping him alive. He's one of them. He's one of the
suppose,
guys
Yeah.
in charge of the fucking world. He's,
They would do
you
the
know,
same
some
for
kind of Mossad
Bill, you know?
agent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, they're not going to, they just let him fucking go. And he's doing whatever he's doing. He's not dead. He's not dead. And I have a theory that Ghislaine Maxwell, she's not even in fucking
I
jail.
was gonna say what's
Dude,
going
dude,
on.
there-
I haven't-
there's
I
been
haven't
no
actually-
photos, dude.
I was
It's
gonna
so
say I haven't
crazy.
heard. It's been like radio silence on fucking the
Right.
Ghislaine Maxwell side
Yeah.
of things.
But
Like,
I'm just
that's-
saying, you know, like once people are implemented in, is that the right word? But
yeah.
once, you know, you have like
implicated.
Yeah, implicated, yeah.
implicated, Prince Andrew,
Dude.
Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, like all these people are embroiled in this pretty big fucking pedophile scandal. And it's like the evidence is pretty clear. And then to have like, oh my God, everybody wait, there's an invisible virus killing everybody. Everybody stay in your house and fucking that's all that's going to be on the news now. I mean, it's like it's not crazy. Like who would have the power to do that? No, not a royal prince or a fucking Clinton or a Bill Gates who also is like at the fucking head of all this for some reason, you know, like who's
Yeah,
pushing
so
for
weird.
vaccines and shit. A fucking guy who invented a computer in charge of everything. And before you get into like, you know, all your vaccine bullshit, Mr. Gates, what were you doing with Epstein? Like, why are you still doing business with him? Because I get like some people are like, I don't know, man, like you're in that world. Of course, you're going to fucking meet everybody. Like, you know, there's
Right.
pictures of people with
Yeah.
Epstein who had nothing. They're just like, I don't know. I was at some fucking,
Gal.
you know,
Yeah, I feel like it's kind. Yeah, I feel like it's kind
Yeah.
of a small group. You know. Like,
Oh,
there's-
th-
they all know. They all know each other.
Globalists,
Like,
bro.
They have to be. But
I'm a comedian. I know every fucking comedian in the country.
Right. Yeah.
So you think billionaires, that's an even smaller group than fucking stand-up comics? You don't think they all know each other?
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, and like that just reminds me of like the whole like what was that, like the Panama cases or whatever, where like that whole like thing came out about a bunch of like
Panama Papers.
Panama Papers, and like what did they like they like implicated like something like 200 like billionaires or something, and like there's been like one person that's gone to jail for it, like out of all of it. So
nobody went to jail for fucking Enron.
Yeah, no shit.
Enron, like
Yeah,
I mean, all
right,
these
but...
poor motherfuckers. Because sometimes, like I don't have any kind of retirement plan, or the only reason people take these hump jobs for there's some guy who worked for some fucking factory for 40 years just because he had health benefits and he knew when he retired he'd be getting 40 grand a year for the rest of his life. Enron fucking stole all these poor motherfuckers worked their whole lives and they got their pension stolen. And nobody went, like I think one guy went to jail, and then the guy who was in charge of the whole thing, who was like really good friends with George W. Bush, fucking just has a heart attack and dies, and that's it. And it's like that motherfucker didn't die either. Him and Epstein are sitting on a fucking island getting their dicks sucked by probably underage girls.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name? I forget the Enron guy.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But they're hanging out at like it was like the Virgin Islands, like the United States Virgin Islands.
Right. Yeah, I had some island.
They just like went over to the British like Virgin Islands. They just like moved.
Well, the Prince
like,
crossed
the
it up,
island.
man.
I don't know.
Well, I'm just, and I sound like a lunatic to a lot of people right now, but I'm just saying, like, everybody needs to grow up and, like, to eliminate the possibility of any of these things happening is the most childish fucking way to think. And I'm like, I don't claim to know anything that's going on, but I can smell fucking bullshit from a mile away, and everything I see reeks of it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I totally agree. I mean, there's so many people who are like still just like locked down in their homes, and they're just like they're so compliant, and like
Kenneth Lay, that was the Enron guy.
What was his name?
Kenneth Lay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's like he was about to go on trial, and it's like, oops, never mind. He had a heart attack in his house in Aspen. No coroner went there, and he's like, it's fine. He just got cremated. Okay, bye.
Oh man, that's some good shit. I mean, the audacity sometimes of this shit, and it's
like so blatant most of the time. Yeah, where it's like it's so obvious what's happening.
The Epstein one especially, where it's it's like, dude, you don't even, like, it's not a crazy thing. Like you don't even have to be like a skeptic to be like, hey, this really doesn't make any sense. Like you don't have to be smart. You be a dumb person and be like, well, this seems off. But I don't know. That's just the shit.
Well, it is. It's like, what happened there? Like, everybody, it's a big fucking joke. Like, Epstein didn't kill himself. Ha, ha, ha. And it's like, yeah, he did it. What's so fucking funny about that? And look, everybody's been under house arrest.
Fucking assholes. Oh, shit. Okay, so I'll bring up one more thing, and then we'll let you go. I don't want to take all your time.
Well, I came to promote my podcast, not become Alex Jones.
When we promote this episode, I'm gonna say the Alex Jones of comedy, Brendon Walsh.
I don't know. I do this all the time. Every time I do these podcasts, I wind up fucking getting into like this crazy shit.
I'm as the kids say, I'm here for it.
But I stand behind it too. Like, whatever, I mean, nobody's fucking hiring me anyway.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, the things that you're bringing up, the things we've talked about here, like really. This isn't really crazy stuff. I think most of it's like you should at least like look at it and like consider it. I don't think it's like radical. It's not like it's like some Q shit or something,
Yeah. I don't know about the Q stuff. I started watching that. There's a thing on HBO about Q.
Oh sure.
Is there like a new docu-series on it or something?
Yeah, there's a new docu-series. I didn't get into it at all. I like turned it on last night, but then didn't pay attention to it.
That's got to be some pretty wild shit, though. I kind of want to watch that.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah.
So the last thing I'll ask you, just because of my own curiosity, I've been a huge fan of Doug Stanhope forever. I I used to live in Fargo, North Dakota, and he did a show at a bar called the Nestor, which is like the diviest bar possible. And it was like the shittiest show, and the audience just ruined it for me, and I was so upset. And he still talks about that show on podcast to this day, which makes me laugh. But I know that you've opened for him and like toured with him. Do you have any like really good Doug Stanhope stories that you can tell, like, or even just a good one?
There's like, no, it was, it wasn't really. I mean, he did have Alex Jones open for us one time in Austin.
Oh, you were there for that?
Yeah, I was the feature act.
Oh shit, that's a wild video.
Almost caused a riot. I don't think I ever watched the video. But no, as far as like, it really was. It was just like a couple of fucking teenagers hanging out on, like, we'd really would just fucking goof around all the time. And there's a lot of drinking going on.
Yeah, for sure.
But there was one thing that stands out was we were in San Francisco doing shows at the Punchline there, and we went to a bar. It was like me, Henry Phillips was there too. Henry drove up.
We love Henry Phillips too, by the way.
Henry's out there. His cooking video.
Yes.
His kitchen.
Absolutely, it's the best shit.
But we were in.
Shit's so funny.
So we went to this bar and it had like an outside patio. We're all on the outside thing, smoking cigarettes and drinking and stuff. And somebody broke a glass. Henry, the way Henry tells it, Henry tells the best stories. But Henry was in the bar ordering a drink, and you could hear the glass break outside, and the bartender's like, and Henry's like, it's probably one of my friends, we're having fun or whatever. And the guy's like, yeah, whatever, I'll just come out with you, I'll sweep it up. And he comes out, and Doug's peeing on the broken glass, and I'm smashing bottles at his pee. And the guy comes out and he's just like, what the fuck is going on? We're like, I don't know. I just thought it'd be funny to just break another bottle while he was peeing on the first broken bottle. I don't think we got kicked out though.
What a cool bartender.
I think Doug gave him like $50 or something.
Right.
It's just like, hey, sorry, we're just acting stupid.
Just madness.
I've been a bartender before, and I'm trying to imagine what I would do if I walked out and saw that.
I mean, I think
I would just probably laugh.
Yeah, what can you even do?
I just be like, I'll clean it up.
Well, you kick everybody out.
Yeah, you probably. I guess you do the bare minimum. All right, man. Well, hey, thanks so much for doing this, dude. Like, I'm a big fan. Like I said, everybody listen to Brendon's podcast, the World Record Podcast. He does it with his wife Amanda. She's also hilarious. And it's just silly fun. It's really,
and the videos are great too. I have this guy Drew Brown who edits the videos, and yeah, if you're, I like just the audio podcasts, but when I started this, people were telling me, like, oh, you got to do video now. Everybody does video. And I didn't want to have a podcast because you watch videos of podcasts, it's just people sitting around a table talking in a microphone.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
We know all about it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what everybody does. But our podcast isn't like an interviewee like it's just silly. There's crank calls.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no real topical. It's just a good escape if you just want to watch some funny shit.
Yep.
And that's the way that I absorb that's how I watch all my podcasts is on YouTube mostly if they have it available anyways. So
sure.
Yeah.
No, I really appreciate it when I watch yours and saw how much effort you guys put into the the intro, and you always got the green screen rolling in the background doing wild shit. So it's awesome.
There's a lot of it's almost like an Adult Swim show.
Yeah, for sure. It's like have you I don't know if you're familiar with like Off the Air, but I get like a lot of like Off the Air sort of vibes from that from like Adult Swim.
What's off? No, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is that new?
No, it's one of those things that they like kind of do way late at night, and they'll do it like in between shows, and it's just like they'll pick a topic and they'll throw together like a compilation of just wild fucking videos, and just let that run, and they got like music playing over top of it and stuff. It's pretty cool. But yeah, if you want to look at it, it's on YouTube.
I think Brendon's podcast is better than that.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't minimize it,
we're like
dude.
plugging Adult Swim. Here,
Yeah, what the
like,
fuck are you doing?
God damn it.
Well, I mean, my point is that, like, you know, the videos are, because I'm still like, because, you know, I have a Patreon, and yeah, if people, whoever's listening to this now, if you like the World Record podcast, if you go to the Patreon, there's a lot of extra, like all the, you know, obviously all the episodes are extended and the videos are extended, and I try to throw a bunch of extra stuff in there. Like I do a thing called the Call of the Day, where I just make a prank call every day. Well, I don't do it every day. It's like you're lucky if you get a couple a month. But but yeah, the Patreon is if you like the World Record podcast, you know, or listen to the free stuff and watch the videos. But my point was that, like, I still get messages. I get messages recently from, you know, patrons who are like, oh man, I just watched the videos for the first time. I had no idea that they were so fucking crazy. Like, it adds, and that's what I told the guy, Drew, who does all this stuff. I'm like, dude, just go. I want it to add another layer to the pod. I don't want to just see us fucking talking. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
Go crazy. And it's like, he's done such a great job. I'm really lucky that, to have him doing that shit.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Watch the videos, listen to the podcast, join the Patreon. And there's also, not to dismiss the Do You Know Who Jason Segel Is and the Bones of.
Yeah.
Great podcast, both of them.
Great podcast that I made.
All right, sweet, man. Well, hey, thanks again so much, dude. Really, really appreciate you coming on. And going on our tiny little podcast, too, that probably won't help you.
It's fine, man. No, I'm like I said, I'm a man of my word. I said I would do any podcast. All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Keep, I'm sure you guys will.
I don't
want to be dismissive of your listening.
It's all good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Alex Jones of comedy, Brendon Walsh.
Wake up! It's a prison planet. Infowars.com.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, see you.
Thank you.
It's the Going Hard Podcast. Producer Pete, Alan, and John. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Stealing Road Flares Off Trains. Stealing Road Flares Off Trains is a movie by Michael Bay, starring Alan Wagner and producer Pete. Producer Pete, or in the movie, he plays Martin Corleone, a young WAP boy who cannot seem to find his way in the world, tells another outcast kid played by Alan Wagner, and his name is Gerald Michiganiano, also a WAP boy, who equally doesn't have it figured out, about these road flares on a train. And the boys go on a Stand By Me type adventure that winds them finding a dead body on a train and setting it on fire with road flares.
Hey, why'd you set that on fire?
Hey, that was great.
Finding road flares on trains. Coming this holiday season to a theater near you.
I don't have any ads. I'm not following that one.
Just say that this podcast is sponsored by not having any ads. Not having any ads.com.
This spot for advertisement is available for rent. That's an advertisement for advertising on our advertising portion of the show.
Have you ever wanted to advertise on a show that offends everybody and annoys most people?
Yes. Tactical gear. Tactical glasses. Yeah.
Greg Kelly, Newsmax America. These are all words that we support and represent here on the Going Hard podcast. So please advertise here.
Wait, do we normally do?
It's the second half.
Don't question
of the
it.
show.
Just feel the vibes.
Got a couple of emails for your butthole. it's Alan, Josh, and Pete. And I'm sure we'll get an email from Jerry from Michigan.
Yep.
I love the ending.
Yeah, the nice little piano. Mm-hmm.
Very nice. So, I heard you attacked an Asian man on the street.
Good God.
I mean, we don't have to talk about it.
Well, I mean, last episode you were talking about
I talked about a thing that me helping an elderly person.
Yeah, but you ended up with the wallet at the end of it.
Yeah.
And like you like ordered like multiple like Trump cutouts and like all sorts of other fun things with it.
That's not true.
So like I saw that and I was like, this seems like
where's the
seems
evidence
like a little
of the
bit
Trump
of fun.
cutouts?
It's not. They're not here yet. It's
Where's
only been a week.
Where's this? Where am I ordering these from? China?
Yes.
No, they're American made, buddy.
No, somebody is like hand like painting and cutting out the cardboard in the shape of Trump.
Oh, you know
it's custom Trump cardboard cutout.
You know what I'm thinking we should do now? We should actually make our own. We should get slabs of cardboard and we should make our own Trump cutouts.
I think
we'll draw them.
They're pretty cheap at Home Depot.
Trump cutouts?
No, cardboard.
I was like, wow.
But
Home Depot's really picking a side here.
But I mean, every piece of cardboard has the potential to be a cardboard cutout of Trump.
Yes, exactly. They all have potential. Potential to be the president.
Yes.
That's what
Trump tells all of his kids.
That's what he tells little Barron. He's like, you could be me.
Anybody could be me.
Today you're just a flat piece of cardboard. No one gives a shit about you. They just stuff shit inside of you. Mm-hmm. He's like, wait, what? They don't do that. He's like, Jeffrey, take my son. Epstein just
he's like, yeah, I've had enough of this one. Here you go.
He's like,
Epstein.
do you have any idea how much Barron would go for in like the Epstein child marketing or child trafficking market? Dude, that would be wild.
He would go for a pretty penny.
Oh yeah.
Like Trump could be like probably double his net worth, I would think, you know?
Yeah, which is nothing. He doesn't have any money.
He's broke. He's actually negative.
Dude, money. He actually has no. He owes $1 billion to everybody. He owes $1 billion to every citizen in the United States right now. So he's actually.
Wouldn't that be cool if like that? Like I feel like maybe that's the case.
No,
like,
it's true. He has negative 16.
But like he still gets
trillion.
He still gets to like fucking like just like ball out though constantly somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, because he has money.
Yeah.
That's what bothers me a little. Not to get too deep in the weeds here.
Well, it doesn't really matter what the books say as long as you still got that fucking paper in your hand, you know.
Well, yeah. If you
can produce,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if people say you don't have money as long as you actually have money. It's like yes, of course, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part of like people slamming, like just like wanting so many things to slam Trump for. They're like, well, he's actually broke. It's like, guys, he's not. Look, he's just not broke. Like maybe he's not worth like exactly what he says, but he has like minimum like $100 million or something. They're like, well, yeah. I mean, they're like, he's not even as rich as the Clintons. It's like, well, why do you like that?
There's a chance that like he is like I don't know how fucking finances work or anything, but I feel like there's a chance he could be negative money and still be playing around with some fucking monopoly.
When you have that much money, all of you, it's all invested and yes, it's
not liquid, but like all fucking assets. Essentially.
Right,
yeah.
It's all diversified. Like you don't
Yep.
like exactly like Trump might have a bank account that's $0 in it, but that doesn't mean shit.
No, but like with debts though too. Like if you like for me, I have money. Like to like spend on shit, but I also have a lot more money in fucking debt.
I'm gonna launch a campaign with people who agree with me that you have a lot less money than you act like.
I'm like fucking like
you're a modern day Trump.
I have like probably in my bank account like 1/50th of the amount of debt that I have probably. You know what I mean? So I'm negative money. I don't know.
So you owe
is this the fucking like finance pot? Like
you
what the
owe
fuck just happened
you owe
here?
the American people $1 billion apiece.
$1 billion.
I expect to have that.
Yep.
Well, let's see what the listeners have to say about this.
Okay.
Something tells me there's going to be an email in here about your net worth.
I hope so.
Guess we'll just
somebody
see.
should fucking tell me what the hell is happening with my bank account. It's some crazy shit going on there. All right.
Dear Going Hard Podcast. I've always been curious about the finances of the two of you. Josh seems like a very wealthy man who just acts like he's not wealthy so people don't approach him and accost him on the street. Alan, though. Alan reeks of the smugness of a man who pretends to have money but simply doesn't have it. He reminds me of Trump a little bit, you know what I mean? Wow, this guy really, he's really on it.
Sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Trump says that he has $1 billion, and he acts a lot like Alan, and their politics align, and I think Alan voted for Trump. Anyways, I digress. The show is great. Keep it up. I love you all so much. This is my first time writing in, but it won't be the last. You can bet your sweet ass. In parentheses. Do you like how I rhymed? I did.
That was good.
Kelly from Miami Beach. Oh.
Hell yeah. I got some Miami ladies.
I wonder if she's hot.
What's that Will Smith song?
Welcome to Miami.
Yeah, that one.
Was that him?
Yeah.
I'm going to Miami.
I don't know how to speak Spanish, or else I would try to say the words, but I don't know the words.
There was in high school, one of my favorite moments ever. There was this stupid. That was that stupid, but she was she didn't give a fuck. This girl in our class, and there was a song where the lyric was "I'm in Miami, bitch." Do you know that? It was a popular song. So in 2000,
I'm in Miami, bitch. Oh yeah, it's like Black Eyed Peas or something.
Sure.
I don't fucking know.
So we had been driving this particular teacher crazy, and then there was all of a sudden silence, just everyone stopped talking, but not because he got mad, and then. Through the silence, this girl goes, "I'm in Miami, bitch." And he's like, "God damn it!" And it just broke his spirit. That was just the thing. Was just this fucking bitch who's going, "I'm in Miami, bitch."
That was always the best when you had just when you just
There's
had
a
class
breaking
that
point.
was when you had a class that just over the year just erodes away at somebody's fucking sanity.
Yeah.
And there's always just the tipping point, and it's the greatest moment of all of our
and
childhoods.
he was a cool.
That's what I hold on to.
He was such a cool teacher, but that was just the moment that broke him. Was just what the? He's just what is going on in my classroom? Just that non sequitur just fucking broke him down.
Yeah, fun stuff. All
right. Dear producer Pete, hello again, my old friend. It seems like with each passing day, our bond grows stronger. I'm so glad that you recently decided to add me to your top 10 list. What does that mean? I know that I can crack the top 5 soon, but believe me, I'm satisfied with my current ranking. It is stunning to me, though, how well organized you are. You can tell by the production value of the podcast, but when I saw your list and how immaculately curated it was, I was in awe. Anyway, always thinking of you and hoping to see you soon. Jeffy from North Minneapolis. He kind of keeps bouncing around.
Yeah, so it's back to Jeffy, and also it was in East St. Paul, and this time it's in North Minneapolis.
He might be kind of a transient.
I think yeah, I don't know.
He might be kind of a transient.
Yeah, I think so.
What's this top 10 list?
It was the top 10 of oh, my apologies. It was the top 10 of people in East St. Paul and North Minneapolis, combined. And it was just
Oh, so you kind of just ranked them?
Your top 10 people in those two cities?
Two sections, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Because he was in both, he cracked the 10.
That's cool.
Oh, so he gained double points.
Double points. Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting. I like how we can just go to producer Pete and he'll really elucidate what's occurring in these. He's
Yeah, he's tapped into the pulse of both these emails and our listeners.
The listeners love him.
They love him. Love the guy.
I would never.
I'm starting to feel like we're people aren't coming to really listen to what we're talking about.
That's
anymore.
fine.
No, I'm cool with it. I'm just saying. I feel like we have a really strong drawing presence from our producer, and I'm gonna ride that wave.
Our numbers have never been higher.
I'm gonna ride that wave as long as we can.
Our numbers have never been higher.
Yep.
They've never been. Don't you? I want to slap. For some reason, I was so tempted, and not to hurt you, but just I thought it'd be funny, just like just lying to somebody in their face and then just slapping them when they don't respond.
God, I love feelings like that. Where it's impulse moments where you just want to fucking just break something or do something
oh, do you get those
all the time?
Oh, you're crazy. I get them too.
Oh yeah. like this one comes pretty frequently for some reason, but like when I'm at like a gas station or something, like about to check out, and like somebody's like, oh, it'll be this much money. Like, I always think about crinkling my fucking money up into a ball and just fucking chucking it at them and then just taking my shit and walking out. Just because I think that'd be fun.
So you think about giving people money?
No, yeah, but like just chucking it at their face, like for no reason. And then just be like, keep the change and then just walk out.
I think we have very different fantasies.
No. I mean, like, what are are yours?
I mean,
like, are you? Like,
well, now I don't really feel comfortable. You're like, I feel like tipping the guy who sold me chips.
No, but it's in like a very mean way, like a very mean way. Well, no, that's
if someone
that's
chucked
that's
money at me, I'd be like, thanks,
I'd
dude.
just be like fucking just pitch it at their face, like.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think about like, donating money to the homeless. Those are my fantasies. Donating money to the homeless. The homeless should just they should create some sort of thing instead of like letting people like take donations and clearly like scrape a little off the top.
Yeah.
The homeless are retarded.
I've also like pictured like just like pissing on people at work and stuff though.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that more along the lines of what you were thinking?
Yeah, I don't think I have enough time to justify what I was gonna say, so we're just gonna slide right into the music. Maybe we'll get to this next week.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's a good plan.
Can I tell you my fantasies when it comes to the real world?
Oh
yes,
yeah.
Yes,
actually.
would love to hear it.
When I'm driving, I really like to go under the semi in my mind.
Oh,
yeah,
I've had that.
Yep.
It's Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Maybe even too fast, too furious.
Oh, Lord.
I always wonder if my
Lord.
I always wonder if my car is like too big.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Everyone's car.
They all are.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
no
okay.
such thing as that happening.
Does anybody know this is probably only for people that live out in like the country, but like do you know those big things on the giant fucking wheels? Like the body
combine?
of the tractor is like way up, but like the wheels are fucking huge.
Oh, like a
combine.
sprayer, like a
Is that what it
sprayer.
is, a sprayer?
Sprayers are really high up.
I mean, all of them are.
No, but like you see it like for a long, like while you're driving down these roads, you
I think
see
it's
them
a
coming for
sprayer.
a long time, and you're just like, if this person doesn't move over, I'm gonna drive right underneath them because why not? You know?
Because you'll have the engine in your fucking forehead.
Yeah, I don't know if Petey, I don't know if you could pull up a picture of one of those or not for the audience at some point.
I can't. Sorry.
That's
about
fine.
that.
Okay. Anyways, here's the music.
What a great transition that was.
All right.
Grandma's house. Girl, we need a new place to fuck. I need a place to be a man. I'm out of control.
All right, good enough. Good enough.
Good God. All right.
That's a fucking cool guy, dude.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's fucking in his grandma's fucking.
Yeah, dude.
We need a new place to fuck, baby.
Yeah, it's like you move out to your grandma's place.
It was one of the best things I've ever heard.
It's like, hey, we can't be living at my mom's though now. It's like you guys just need to get just chip in and get an apartment to fuck at. Figure it out. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Special thanks again to Brendon Walsh. That was so fun talking to him. I'm Josh DeLay. This is Alan.
Yep.
Assistant Alan.
That's my name.
And
Hey, I'll see you guys next
Producer
week.
Pete.
Hey, Bruce Pete.
Jared. Sorry,
Jeffy.
I forget. who you
so
are.
now he's talking directly to him. Great.
Yeah, right.
Hey, never mind.
All right. We'll see y'all next week. Here's a song. When I'm alone with my thoughts, I think crazy things. When I'm in your arms, I do crazy things.
trucks. I'm not scared of their metal big old trucks. I'll slide through life as easily as I can slide my car under them. It don't matter what you see, 'cause I'm the man. When I walk into a crowd of people, I dream of punching them all in the face. I dream of taking your grandma, ripping the purse out her arms and slapping her. She's an old nosy bitch, and she's always walking in when we're trying to fuck in her basement. Why don't you move out of your grandma's house? Girl, we need a new place to fuck. I need a place to be a man. I'm out of control.